So welcome back. We're back for another video. And this time we are at a PadSplit under construction. So Christian, our friend Christian, just closed on this property. And we're just gonna talk through kind of what his plans are for the home, where the rooms are gonna go, what his plan is overall, because this is another PadSplit path to creating your own property through renovations, increasing forced value, refinancing, putting some of that equity back in your pocket, and then having a cash flowing asset. So the strategy definitely works. It's a little bit outside of HouseAble's realm, but the PadSplit strategy itself here is what we're gonna hone in on. We can talk about the financing stuff because it matters and people are gonna wanna hear and know and see the figures on how this thing is gonna make you money and help people in the community and whatnot. But the important part here is you are gonna see in this video, if you stay tuned for the whole thing, about what his plans are to actually create more rooms, more living space, so more people can fit in less space. So tell us a little bit about how you acquired this property, and then we'll walk through it and we'll go through some of the details.
We've gone over a few strategies now. Creative financing, right? I've bought 2 deals off of Dominic with sub 2, lease option, and then sub 2. 4 of them are conventional, so 6 properties total, and we're standing behind number 7 right now. Purchase price $185, $180 for the property, $5 for the wholesaler. The construction's gonna be $70,000, or we have a $70,000 budget, so all in $255. Hopefully we don't need all of it. The bid we got is at $50. However, we want to give ourselves space, so we got $20,000 extra to play with should we need it.
Contingencies.
And correct. We used a hard money lender. They put up 85% of the purchase and the rehab, so we're in 15% of our own sweat equity. All right, so construction started. Roof is already done. We already pulled the permit, and now we're gonna do the inside and get that rent ready.
All right, let's check it out. All right, so Christian, we're in the house now, we're in the living room. He just put a new roof on this place, so work is already underway. So we're in an active construction zone, so to speak. You bought this property basically from a hard money lender who foreclosed on somebody and then held that property for a year, 2 years, whatever. Take us through the acquisition process and what your plan is from here to maximize the space.
Yeah, so we started talking about the deal on December 11th. So for people looking for deals, get in all the Facebook groups. You know, a lot of times Dom and I are commenting on the same deals, right? Use wholesalers, right? Like there's nothing wrong. Dom's one of the best. I bought 2 deals off of him. They do most of the legwork for you and they'll find your buy box. So took some negotiation initially in December. They wanted over 200,000 and we were finally able to get them down. So again, we closed at 185 total all in, 12% interest for 12 months, plus an option to extend for 3 months, but that comes at an extra half point. Hoping not to, if everything goes according to plan, knock on wood, we should be done by May, June the latest.
Awesome, and I could already see it too. Like if you come over here and you look back at the property this way, and like you close this off here, this wall, and let me know if this is your plan or not, but this is a hallway essentially right here. That countertop kind of sticks out a little bit. But if you close this all off here, you encapsulate this outlet right here, you have room for a hallway up and down this side and then down across that way into the bedrooms over there. So are you planning, this is gonna be a room where I'm standing right now?
So the house is a 3-1 as it is right now, the floor plan.
Yeah.
Again, everything's being done by the book. We're pulling permits. We're gonna turn it into 5-2. All right, so we're gonna add 1 more bathroom and we're gonna add 2 extra rooms, 1 being right here. That is correct.
Makes sense. Take us through the rest of the house.
Yeah.
Let's see what you got.
Absolutely, so it got foreclosed on a GC. So they bought this house, it was in really, really bad shape. So you can kind of see that some of the work was already done. So I guess we can call this room 1. Again, people, if anything, this is a lesson to you. Make sure you guys plan everything out, have reserves, right? I don't know the full backstory on what happened, but they did the painting, all this is new. They left supplies in the closet everywhere. So, you know, for whatever reason, they ran out of money and then couldn't complete the job. But this is room 1, standard, probably a little bit bigger than an 8x10, right?
It's way bigger than an 8x10.
Okay, way bigger than an 8x10. So
it's
again,
like 12 by 12.
12 by 12.
Yeah, it's a big room.
Okay, well, I'm excited then. So you want to provide a nice product so people stay. The way you make money in PadSplit is retention. Absolutely. You want to retain your members.
Absolutely.
We'll go right behind you, so sorry, watch for the bucket. So another room, right? A lot of natural light, which I like. Closet, again, they left supplies here. You guys can check it out. There's like some sort of lamp out down there. So same thing over here, same fan, which we like. We don't like the ones with the cords. They tend to break,
Makes
right?
sense.
So the less things you have that break, the better.
Do you have a button for this?
We do, right over there.
Let me ask a quick question about this room and all your rooms specifically, because the audience might be curious. The closets. So do you have a closet in all of your PadSplit rooms? Because like with ours, a lot of ours, you know, if rooms are big enough and they don't have closets in them already, we frame them out. We frame out a 3x3 closet, hang the stuff in there, and that's kind of how we do ours. I'm not sure if you take a similar approach to that or not.
Very similar, very similar. So it is rare. We might have one room that doesn't have a closet. And at that point, we bought them like one of those makeshift ones off of Amazon, and you can hang stuff up and it's got drawers and everything. But normally we try to give them a closet, and big ones too if we can. These are a little bit smaller.
I love it.
And then the bathroom, electricity should be on. I don't know why it's not working, but bathroom, again, halfway done. So we're just gonna get the actual toilet, what we need for the shower, and the sink. We're gonna get that done. But again, they got nice tile in here. The tub, it just has to be cleaned up. Looks like they got more supplies in here that was, you know, gonna be used for this project. So a lot of it we'll be able to reuse. So we got very lucky over here that the property is about halfway done. So this is kind of the nice part. This we gotta clean up, make sure that's good. Over here we have room 3 or 4, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is very, very big. There's a big closet. You'll be able to get extra for this as well. Anything that's this, you could put double occupancy. It's big enough. You really have like a lot of room to play with here. Big reach-in closet for whatever they need. So we gotta, you know, hang a couple of shelves up, make sure that's good over here, but.
Got your fancy ceiling outlets.
I want the TV up that high. Haven't decided what door. Sometimes we do like a barn door style. I've got that in one of the properties that we just went to actually. So people tend to like those, but maybe we'll just reuse a regular door.
Yeah, one of the things that I found that you don't want to use is pocket doors. So it's good. So some of these houses here, you know, if they're older, they're 70s builds, a lot of them have pocket doors. You don't really want to use those. They break, they jam. It's typically good to just replace the pocket doors or regular doors, or like the barn style doors, which are also sliding, but it's a lot easier to maneuver those. So.
And then over here, kitchen, I already ordered the appliances. So I have a great team that's gonna get everything out this weekend. You could see they were literally in the middle of the project. So in Spanish, stove, right? 30, 30, 24. So stove, micro range 30 inches. Dishwasher is 24 inches. That's gonna go right here. Fridge is gonna go right there, and Nev is short for nevera. So
Makes
the
sense.
fridge is gonna go right there. Again, appliances were already ordered. Wi-Fi should be coming in shortly. We ordered all the stuff off of Amazon, so we're gonna have this place ready to go. And before we step into this room, this front part will be done within 3 weeks. And I already have a member from Furnished Finder coming and living in it for 6 months just to help pay the hard money loan until we can finish the rest of the house and then turn it into a PadSplit.
Talk about ingenuity. Hey guys, here, I got my hard costs covered. Rent this side of the house. We're gonna be rehabbing the other side of the house. And that's a great strategy.
Yep, midterm rental tenant, right, is gonna pay the hard money lender. And it just allows us a little bit of time to breathe. They understand there's gonna be construction. They're gonna have the whole space to themselves, right? We're gonna make this very, very nice from brand new appliances. And for us, what we love, they're gonna move in March 7th. Our first hard money payment is due April 1st.
There you go.
So if everything goes well, we'll have the first payment covered by the midterm rental person that's gonna stay about 4 to 6 months.
Now, are you gonna convert the front space? So you're gonna make that extra bedroom?
Once they leave. Once they move out, I'm actually gonna put a couch here. I'm gonna put a nice TV, right? Different tenant base are gonna require different things. So they're coming with 3 people. They want a 3-bed, 1 bath. So we're gonna finish the 3 rooms. We should have that done within the next 2 weeks, just about. We'll leave that open. We'll put a couch here, a TV. The great thing about economies of scale, I own multiple properties. So if I don't need something, I can move it to the next one, right? So that's what we've done with a lot of things. That's really, really cool. And also helps with room moves. This is completely random, but anytime someone says, I want to transfer from my PadSplit, cool. I have a room open 5 minutes down the road, right? So that really, really helps. Again, economies of scale, build yourself a nice pocket, a nice foundation, you'll be successful.
Yeah, it's interesting he talks about the economies of scale. It gets literally easier to manage the more units that you have. And like you said, you move one tenant, maybe this property doesn't fit their needs anymore, maybe this one does. I have a very recent example of that. I'm working on a project where HouseAble right now is working on a project in Tampa Bay that has a private ensuite. It's basically a studio apartment. It's got a kitchenette, it's got, you know, a regular stand-up fridge, semi-formal dining room, it's kind of split with the kitchen, a full bath, and a mini split with a bedroom over there, pantry, literally its own unit. So I don't know if you're different than I am, I think you are, but I don't typically allow more than one tenant to live in that room because it typically creates, hey, I see that person, they have a person over all the time, now my girlfriend's moving in, now my boyfriend's moving in. And so I don't wanna have that. But with the economies of scale, hey, I actually have a private ensuite you and your girlfriend can move into and rent it as kind of like a studio apartment on PadSplit. So to your point,
correct.
You have more options for more people, different strokes for different folks.
Correct. If I agree with him, if it's a 1-1, then I don't mind double occupancy. I'm more comfortable with it. But more people to the same bathroom is problematic.
Makes sense.
We'll check out. This is going to be the big project here. So this is not finished. Yeah, this is not finished at all. So this is going to be a project. You can step into the light. So again, this rehab, we're doing everything by the book. We have a contractor that's pulling the permits. So we're in the middle, we pulled the roof permit. Now we're pulling the bathroom permit. So again, it's a little bit dark. You can tell they had the ventilation for the dryer and the washer right here. And we're most likely gonna knock this down and make a nice bigger bathroom for this whole room. And
full bathroom, not
full bathroom. We're gonna do permanent. So when it gets appraised, I made sure that the comps, what were the comps in the area for a 3-bed, 2-bath with this similar square footage. And nobody has a lot like this. It's almost over 1/3 of an acre.
Oh, wow.
So again, ADU play down the line, right? But also it should appraise once we get everything fixed up. The land value does add to the appraisal value as well.
Makes sense.
And so the comps are anywhere from 320 to 325. Could be higher. I like to be very, very conservative with my numbers. So as long as it appraises for 300 and up, we're gonna be able to clear, and our goal isn't to get cash out. We just wanna pay the hard money lender back. That's it. We're okay with leaving money in the deal.
Good, makes sense. So we're back in the behind the house now. This is where the action is gonna happen, so to speak. So while that half of the property, literally like half, is gonna be under renovation or occupied, this part of the property is gonna be under renovations, and you saw where the bathroom is gonna be back here. This is, I guess, like the master suite type of property, because are you gonna give private access to that bathroom over there to this back tenant? So this is gonna be like a studio apartment.
Yep. I love having multiple exit strategies, right? We saw with Airbnb recently, Airbnb was great for 5 years. Now it's going down, right? Really, really bad.
Yeah.
And a lot of these operators were not prepared to exit out. So in my mind, I always have to have, what happens if PadSplit is no longer a platform? What happens if I get kicked off the platform? And so I love homes with split floor plans because it allows multi-living units. So I'm always gonna have someone back here and I'm always gonna have someone in the front. So while this is under construction, which may take 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, I'm not sweating it because the midterm rental tenant is paying basically all of the cost. And what's great about when you build portfolio architecture within your real estate is that you are getting cash flow. And so this doesn't need to print cash flow right now. So maybe 1 a year what I've done is slow, but it's been very methodical and it's been very strategic, and it's been growth that we can feel and grow into. I never bite off more than I can chew. 1 a year, and it's gotten better and better and better. But the first 2-3 years were very tough.
Yeah, can I push back on something that you said that I kind of disagree with? So you mentioned Airbnb, and this is a very,
go ahead.
This is a very, very hot, it's not a hot take, but it's very spoken about. People say it all the time. Well, what happened to Airbnb? It was so popular 5 years ago. Now look at it, and PadSplit's the same thing. That's what's gonna happen. Totally different business models, not even close. So Airbnb is a luxury platform, meaning that like it's a vacation platform. So it's gonna be entirely dependent on the cycle of the economy. And when the economy is tight, less people are gonna go on vacations. Municipalities might start to crack down because less people, there's more unoccupied homes. And so there's a perfect storm brewing for Airbnb regulation to come into play, for people to make less money on Airbnb. You really have to have a spectacular property now to make money on Airbnb. It has to be beachfront, you have to have pool, you have to have all these things. You can make money, but there's a lesser supply of people looking for that product. For PadSplit, there was a huge demand for this specific product because unaffordability is through the roof. People can't afford to live in places. And as the dollar continues to deflate, less and less people will be able to afford to live in standard apartments. Unfortunately, we live in a time where less people are getting married and having kids, so more people are single, solo operators, single income, and they need somewhere to live. So it's either someplace that's not so desirable or PadSplit. And that is the key differentiator. I honestly don't think that the country is going in a direction where maybe PadSplit, the platform, might be here or there or whatever. The strategy itself is here to stay, and it's not going anywhere.
I agree 100%. I'm just always scared that the platform might be gone.
Sure.
But yes, we are pushing all our chips in for affordable housing. We recently saw, was it 4 or 5 months ago, eggs were $8 for 12 eggs. I mean, it's crazy, right? So this is what I'm betting on.
We had a presidential campaign based off of egg prices.
There you go. I mean, he's absolutely right. So I'm actually in alignment with you. I think it's going to get worse.
Yeah,
I think it's going to get harder, or at least stay at this level. And there's a huge demand for this. Huge demand for affordable housing. There's so much that we could talk about with PadSplit, but sometimes there's no move-in fee, or maybe $100.
Yeah.
It's very and they can get in the next day.
Yeah.
So I'm all in for affordable housing.
All right, so we're just gonna bring it all the way back and just tie a bow on this because I think it's so important to point out a couple of things about this specific strategy, the house, the renovation process, and everything to do with this property in particular and properties like it. So this house was an eyesore, it is an eyesore for the community. It drags the value of the community down because it's a trashed property. You know, it's sitting here collecting dust, it's vacant. What Christian is going to do and what other investors do in areas like this is they purchase properties and turn them into key pieces of the community that everybody can benefit from. So the value of this property and what Christian is doing here is so important because not only is it providing an opportunity for affordable housing in this community, but he's increasing the value of the property, benefiting the whole community and the neighbors and the values and everything like that. So he's uplifting people and community by doing what he's doing here. And I just want to commend you for that because it's a risk, it's an undertaking, it's a profitable business venture, otherwise he wouldn't do it. But at the same time, he's doing good by the community by just fixing and flipping the property. But adding the additional layer of it, of now, not only are we fixing the property, but we're providing affordable housing is a win-win. So kudos to you, man. And thank you for showing us this house. I think everybody got a really good picture on what the plan is here, how to maximize the revenue. Any parting words that you have before we sign off here?
No, just get in the game. Starts with one. Mine was a primary residence. And you know, once you feel that out, you'll see what works for you. Get in touch with good people and great things can happen. Super scared. I have no idea what's gonna happen, right? This is my first attempt at a BRRRR, but I'll take you guys along the journey and we'll follow up, right?
Absolutely. Hey, if you want to see more videos like this, you know where to go. Subscribe below, comment. Would you do a property like this? Would you buy a fixer, renovate, refi, and turn it into a PadSplit? Is that just too risky? Comment below. I want to hear your thoughts, and I'll see you on the next video.